Hello everybody, welcome back to Weekly Life Wisdom. As so far I've been your host Zero Yeti, and a brief announcement before we go ahead and get into it. That being, I am going to be scaling back the Weekly Life videos to once every other week as opposed to every single week, just because I don't have time with increased school load and increased workload. Anyway, let's go into it with the first animal of the week being the koala. The koala, also inaccurately known as the koala bear, is an arboreal herbivorous marsupial native to Australia and the only extant representative of the family Phascolarctidae, and is the closest living relative to the wombat. The koala is found in coastal areas of the mainland's eastern and southern regions, inhabiting both tropical and temperate eucalyptus forests and open woodland throughout Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and South Australia. Although 80% of the animal's diet is comprised of around 30 species of eucalyptus, they do occasionally eat other leaves of other genre of trees, such as acacia, Alocasia, Calitris, Leptospermum, and Melala meluca. Koalas themselves are eaten by dingoes, large pythons, wedge-tailed eagles, and large owls. Males are significantly larger than females, average around 24 to 33 inches in length, and 10 to 20 pounds in weight, compared to females at around 22 to 30 inches in length and 8 to 15 pounds in weight. Both sexes sport barrel-shaped bodies, rounded fluffy ears, and a face with a bulbous black nose. They have long, stocky limbs, and their forepaws have two opposable digits tipped with curved, sharp claws that are well adapted for climbing trees. The koala has the most effective insulating fur of any marsupial, and is highly resilient to the wind and rain, while its belly fur can reflect solar radiation. This coat ranges from gray to brown, and the breeding season of the koala occurs from October to May, during which time adult male koalas will attempt to breed with any other koala in their territory, which often results in fighting between multiple individuals. Said winner of these skirmishes is typically considered to be the alpha of the region. After a 33 to 35 day pregnancy, the female gives birth to a single joey, although twins rarely occur. These babies are born blind and deaf and nurse in their mother's pouch for up to 12 months. They remain with their mother for up to 2 years. Under ideal conditions, a koala reaches sexual maturity around 3 to 4 years of age and may live upwards of 18 years. Next up is the American alligator, also known as the gator or common alligator. It is a large crocodilian native to the southeastern North America, from North Carolina in the north to northern Mexico in the south, and from the Atlantic coast in the east to central Texas in the west. It is one of the two species of alligator, the other being the Chinese alligator, which we covered early on in this series. The American alligator is the largest extant member of its family, Alligatoridae, and the American alligator typically inhabits swamps, streams, rivers, ponds, and lakes, where they act as apex predators, feeding upon fish, crustaceans, amphibians, insects, snails, worms, lizards, turtles, snakes, birds, raccoons, muskrat, deer, boar, bobcats, coyotes, cougars, black bear, as well as vegetable matter such as grapes, elderberries, citrus fruit. Females are typically smaller than males, measuring around 8.5 to 10 feet in length and 200 to 450 pounds in weight, compared to males which reach upwards of 15 feet in length and 1,000 pounds in weight. American alligators range in color from olive green to muddy brown to slate gray to even a dark black. They have a broad, rounded head with a large gape and many teeth. The body of the American alligator is broad, with several raised ridges of scales running down their back. Their legs stick out laterally, but they can move them close to the ground and raise themselves up in order to run. The breeding season begins in the spring, during which time American alligators gather in large numbers for group courtship displays known as water dances. After mating, females will build a nest of vegetation, sticks, leaves, and mud in a sheltered spot near the water. Here she will lay 20 to 50 eggs, and the female then remains near this nest for a 65-day incubation period. When the young begin to hatch, they call out to each other and their mother, who then quickly digs them out of the nest and carries them to the nursery pool in her mouth, where she will guard and care for them for up to a year. Under ideal conditions, an American alligator may live upwards of 80 years. Next up is the caracal, which is a medium-sized wildcat native to Africa, the Middle East, Central Asia, and northwestern India. They inhabit a wide range of biomes, including forests, savannas, montane steppes, marshy lowlands, semi-deserts, and scrub forests, but generally prefer areas with low rainfall and abundance of ground cover. They are nocturnal hunters who use their speed and agility to feed on a wide variety of prey, including rodents, hyraxes, insects, lizards, snakes, sheep, goats, various birds, and even infirm deer or antelope. Male caracals are larger than females, measuring in around 31 to 43 inches in length and 16 to 42 pounds in weight, compared to females at around 28 to 40 inches in length and 15 to 35 pounds in weight. Caracals are slender, moderately sized cats characterized by a robust build, short face, long canine teeth, and long, powerful legs that allow them to leap upwards of 10 feet in the air to catch birds on the wing. They sport a long, bushy tail that ends near the knee and a pair of black tufted ears. The coat is typically a uniform reddish tan or sandy outside the face, which sports black stripes that run from the forehead to the nose, a black outline of the mouth, and distinctive black mouth markings, as well as white patches surrounding the eyes and chin. The caracal appears to have been religiously significant in ancient Egypt, as it occurs in paintings and bronze figurines, as well as sculptures that are thought to have guarded the tombs of pharaohs. Additionally, caracals had a long history of being tamed and bred to hunt small game throughout India, Persia, and Egypt. A solitary cat, the caracal mainly occurs alone or in pairs, with only groups being formed when mothers have their offspring. Breeding occurs year-round, and after a 2 to 3 month pregnancy, the mother gives birth to between 1 and 6 spotted kittens, who remain with their mother for around 9 to 10 months. Under ideal conditions, a caracal typically reaches sexual maturity around at 1 year of age and live upwards of 16 years. Next up is the blue-cheeked butterfly fish, which is a species of marine ray-finned fish belonging to the family Chetodontidae that can be found throughout the northern Indian Ocean, in particularly abundant populations occurring in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. The blue-cheeked butterfly fish typically lives in pairs or small shoals in and around shallow reefs rich in coral growths at depths up to 65 feet, where they feed upon both soft and stony corals as well as various benthic invertebrates and minor amounts of algae. The blue-cheeked butterfly fish are a relatively large species for butterfly fish, reaching upwards of 9 inches in length, although individuals around 5 to 7 inches in length are much more common. The blue-cheeked butterfly fish has a bright yellow body marked with thin vertical red lines, and the dorsal, anal, pelvic, and caudal fins are also bright yellow. Whereas most other species of butterfly fish sport a bar over the eyes, the blue-cheeked butterfly fish instead sports a patch on either cheek underneath the eye, which is a vibrant blue. The blue-cheeked butterfly fish is one of the few fish species to have long-term mates, with breeding pairs often staying together for many years. Said pairs typically reproduce via spawning on the eve of a new moon, letting the current sweep the eggs away into open water where the young will develop as pelagic fry until settling down to new distant reefs. Under ideal conditions, blue-cheeked butterfly fish may live upwards of 20 years. The kakapo, also known as the night parrot or the owl parrot, is a species of large, flightless, nocturnal ground-dwelling parrot in the superfamily Stricopodiae, which is endemic to New Zealand. Though they are now confined to islands free of predation, before the arrival of humans, the kakapo lived in a wide variety of habitats, including tussock lands, scrublands, temperate rainforests, and in particular mountainous coastal areas such as the Fiordland, where kakapos would cultivate heavy fruiting vegetation in areas known as kakapo gardens. Here, kakapo feed upon fruits, seeds, leaves, stems, and rhizomes. The kakapo was a very successful species in pre-human New Zealand and was well adapted to avoid the island's birds of prey such as the New Zealand falcon, the Hayes eagle, or the Isles of Harrier, with only the laughing owl being able to reliably prey upon them. Reaching up to 25 inches in length and 9 pounds in weight, the kakapo is the world's heaviest species of parrot, with males being noticeably larger than females. It has a finely blotched yellow-green plumage, a distinctive facial disc, and a large gray beak, as well as a well-developed sense of smell, short legs, large feet, and relatively short wings and tail. Though the kakapo cannot fly, it is an excellent climber, ascending to the crowns of tallest trees, where it can then parachute by descending, leaping out and spreading its wings, allowing the bird to glide considerable distances. Kakapos employ a lek breeding system, wherein once every 5 years males loosely gather in an arena to compete with each other to attract females. Females listen to the males as they lek, choosing a mate based on the quality of his display. No pair bonds are formed, and males and females meet only to mate. After mating, the female constructs the nest typically in a hollow tree, a trunk, or under a fallen log, wherein she will lay 1 to 4 eggs, incubating them for a period of 30 days. Chicks remain with their mother for up to 6 months and reach sexual maturity around 5 years of age. Under ideal conditions, a cockapoo will live up to 100 years. Next up is the monarch butterfly, also known as the milkweed butterfly. The common tiger, the wanderer, the black-veiled brown, or simply the monarch, is a butterfly in the family Nymphalidae, and is named throughout North and Central America and can occasionally be found throughout Bermuda, the Cook Islands, Hawaii, the Caribbean, the Solomons, New Caledonia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Australia, the Azores, Canary Islands, Madeira, Portugal, Gibraltar, the Philippines, Morocco, and the British Isles, albeit as accidental migrants. While monarch caterpillars feed almost exclusively upon milkweed, adults are pollinators of a variety of plant species, including milkweeds, lilacs, hemp, carrots, alfalfa, thistles, asters, clover, coneflowers, and various other weeds. In both caterpillar and butterfly form, monarchs are aposematic, warding off predators with bright displays of contrasting colors, indicating of their undesirable taste and poisonous nature. Despite this, monarchs are still preyed upon by wasps, mantises, mice, certain lizards, and a plethora of bird species, especially orioles, bulbuls, and grosbeaks. As adults, monarch butterflies feature an easily recognizable black, orange, and white pattern with 3 to 4 inch wingspan. However, pure orange, black, and even white color variants are known to occur, particularly in Hawaii on the island of Oahu. In North America, monarchs migrate from north to south on an annual basis, spending the summers in Canada and the northern United States. And then spending the winter in Southern California, Florida, and Mexico. This is a multi-generational migration, with individual monarchs only making part of the full journey. Like all Lepidoptera, monarchs undergo complete metamorphosis. Their life cycle has 4 phases, being egg, larval, pupal, and adult. Monarchs transition from eggs to adults during the warm summer temperatures in as little as 25 days. However, it can take up to 7 weeks during the cool spring conditions for them to metamorphosize. Under ideal circumstances, a monarch butterfly may live up to 9 months. And our extinct animal of the week is the Baiji, also known as the Chinese river dolphin, the Yangtze river dolphin, the Yangtze dolphin, the white flag dolphin, or the white fin dolphin. The Baiji was a species of freshwater dolphin that was named to the Yangtze and Qingtang rivers, as well as Lake Poyang and Lake Dongting. Diurnal and social animals, Baiji lived in small groups of around 10 dolphins, spending the day in search of shrimp and fish. Female Baiji were larger than males, reaching upwards of 8.5 feet in length and 500 pounds in weight, compared to males at 7.5 feet and 300 pounds in weight. The Baiji sported a pale blue body with a white underbelly and a low triangular dorsal fin that resembled a light-colored flag when it swam just below the surface of the water, hence the name white flag dolphin. The head sported a long and slightly upturned beak with 31 to 36 conical teeth on either jaw. It had significantly smaller eyes compared to oceanic dolphins, and because of this reduced eyesight, the Baiji primarily relied on sonar to navigate its home. Said sonar also played an important role in socialization, predator avoidance, catching prey, group coordination, and expressing emotions. Its powerful tail allowed the Baiji to jump up to 3.5 feet out of the water and reach speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. Females bred once every 2 years, with the calving season occurring from February to April, during which time a female would give birth to a single calf after a 10 to 11th month pregnancy. Baiji regularly lived upwards of 20 years. In the 1950s, the Yangtze was thought to have been home to around 6,000 Baijis, but by the end of the 1980s that number had fallen to around 200, thanks to a lethal cocktail of dam building, overfishing, especially the illegal electrofishing method, pollution, and boat traffic. In the 1980s and 1990s, numerous conservation measures were enacted, including the establishment of 5 nature preserves and several attempts at captive breeding programs. These efforts proved to be too little too late, with Kwee, the last documented Baiji, passing away in 2002. As always, take care to my guys, gals, and non-binary pals.